Hey guys, Eric Crownover from Nerdy Geek Talk, the source for all your nerdy geeky needs, here with episode 1 of TF Team Ups. This is our new podcast. This should be a fun one, an interesting and fun and short one. Um, so episode 1 of TF Team Ups. Here with me on the first episode, I have Jared. How you doing?
Doing good.
So we have me and you from Steel City Bots.
Mhm.
So what we will be doing for this series will be me and someone else coming up with a team for that's why it's called TF Team Ups, if you couldn't tell, of 4 Transformers to accomplish a random task slash mission every week. So, episode 1 is Helluva Heist. So, for this one, we had to put together. We are putting together a crew of 4 Transformers for myself and 4 Transformers for Jared as well, for who we think would pull off a heist the best. And this is from any version of the franchise. You know, it can be G1, Beast Wars, anything. I certainly went all out. I tried to. Well, I have 2 from the same series, but I tried to keep it as diverse as possible. But we'll see. The only rules are you have to pick someone that's from Transformers. You can only pick 4. For those of you watching video, I totally just put up 4 fingers. Anyways, but you have to pick 4 characters, and definitely if you want to, leave us your team in the comments below, or message me on Twitter or something. But and the only other rule is that you can't have the same character as the other. We prepare our original team in advance, so you can't have the same character as someone else. So if I have the same character that Jared has on his list, we both have to come up with a new one on the spot. Other than that, I think that's pretty much the groundwork for it. So, as I said, episode 1 is Helluva Heist. So, we have 4 Transformers that we would choose to um, go to pull off some sort of heist. What they're stealing isn't super important. Let's just assume it's not good. Let's just assume it's some illegal goods or something. That's why they're pulling them, taking not drugs. I mean like weapons or something. They're Transformers, so this is on Cybertron. But we have our crews. So I'll give mine off first. So first off, I have Transformers Prime Soundwave. He's my tech guy. He's the one who's hacking in everywhere. He has Laserbeak to monitor everything. He's the one. Uh, he's like the guy in the chair, almost like just running the tech stuff behind everything, keeping everybody on the same page, all that. And as I said, dealing with, security cameras, that kind of stuff. Also on my team would be, here I'll just get out both my Prime characters first. Transformers Prime Makeshift. I don't know if you guys remember who that is. He's not a major character in the slightest, but he appeared in an episode of Transformers Prime. He is a shapeshifter, more than a Transformer usually is. So not only can he transform, he can turn his body and vehicle mode into any other Transformer he wants. He did it with Wheeljack in that episode. He also did it in the novels. He was Hound and also Junkion for a while, but yeah, it's basically he can shapeshift into anyone he wants. So that would be a very, very valuable asset during a heist. He could, if there's security guards or whatever, a friend, it doesn't matter. That's clearly an ability you want to have if you are able to do so. So I would certainly pick him. Also, I have Animated Swindle because I feel like he's pretty experienced at that kind of stuff, so I feel like he'd be into that, and also he'd know where to sell the stuff after we got it. So that's always an important thing, right? You want to make a profit, and he certainly knows how to do that. So I have Animated Swindle, and last but certainly not least is Transmetals Tarantulas. Now I just picked Transmetals because I think his color is beautiful, but Tarantulas would be the mastermind putting together the plan and everything. Because who just doesn't want a mad scientist guy scheming out your heist? I mean, right? That'd be so funny and cool. But anyways, that's my 4 and why I'd pick those 4. Jared, what are your 4?
Okay, first up, we do have a Eric and I do have the same character. I also picked TF Prime Soundwave as the lookout and hacker as well. His replace to replace him, I pick let's see, TF Prime Shockwave as also as like a
Crap. That's what I was gonna do. Okay, you said him first though, so you get him. I just have to think of something else.
He'll be like the again like a security lookout, a hacker, and he'll also help keep the team together. And he can also be used to plan the actual heist and make sure it's all logical. Next up, I have TF Cybertron Hotshot, and he could be used as a almost as like a getaway vehicle because he for those who haven't seen the Cybertron series, he his like cyber key ability is that he gets like wings or whatever that look like hot rod. And he goes like really like basically gets like a speed boost to that could be used to help get away from the actual place that they're robbing. Um, Third, I have the Last Night Hound, and I have him as like a weapon supplier for the rest of the team, and he's also one of the armed robbers. And his main objective during the actual heist would be to pretty much just to handle hostages. Um, Last, I have IDW Tarn, and he's basically just the second robber, and he's his main objective is to get whatever as much of whatever they're stealing as fast as possible, and that's basically it.
All right. So I was gonna say Prime Shockwave, but you said that. Who do I want as my tech guy instead? Uh, you know what? I was thinking G1 Soundwave, but that's just too similar. So I gotta pick someone else. Could say Ratchet. I think I'd go with probably. I could go Transformers Prime Ratchet. I don't know. I'm like debating. I'd go with. Like looking around for inspiration. You know what? No, I don't know what. Man, I'm stumped. Who's a good tech guy? Who's a good tech guy? Oh, you know what? I'd do Brainstorm. IDW Brainstorm. He's techie. I mean, he's mainly kind of a mad scientist thing, so, you know, I'd have two mad scientists on my team, but I like mad scientists, you know? But he's also a weapons maker, so he could make some interesting weapons for the actual heist itself, but I put him as my tech guy. Now, who do you think would pull off the heist in a more successful manner? Your team or my team?
Um, I'm not sure actually. My guess is probably your team because um, Hotshot's only the getaway vehicle, and he's not a bit. He's not that big of a robot, and also Hound is kind of slow.
This is true. And also, you're expecting to engage in combat too. So then you would have to have a fast getaway. Mine is hoping that I won't have to engage in combat. Mine's mostly like stealthy and brains, so I won't have to engage in combat. Just pull off the heist without it. But if I had to, so let's say if ends up being combat, I feel like my team would get arrested. But if there is combat, I feel like your team would have a much higher chance. So if totally, I would say that whose team would win totally depends on is there a fight or not. If there isn't a fight, I think mine would pull it off really nicely. If there is a fight, mine would not pull it off nicely. Mine would not last long at all. So, who knows? Who would you guys pick as your team for a bank heist? Also, well, actually, I didn't say bank, but I was thinking a weapons heist, but any kind of heist. Who would you guys pick? Also, what other scenarios would you like to see on TF team-ups? There's a couple others that are coming up. There's going to be some really crazy ones, too. Like I said, I want this to be a fun, short show. But yeah, this is day 3 of National Podcast Month. So, for me, because I'm doing every single day of November podcasting, but you already know that because you've probably already listened to 1 or 2 podcasts we've had out. But you'll be hearing plenty more from me over this month, so definitely stay tuned for this show every Friday, I believe it's going up. Could be wrong, I could be right, who knows, I do a lot of both. But Anyways, thanks Jared for being on. You can find both of us on Steel City Bots. Should have a new episode next week. And I'm trying to think. You can find both of us on our Twitters. You can find me on Instagram and stuff. That stuff's all in the description below, so we don't have to list it off for this one. Because chances are, if you watch this, you've watched our other shows we're on. So you
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
Aside from that, I think that's about it. So let us know if you liked it. Like, comment, subscribe, and have a good one. Bye.
Bye.